Series, and we're in for 100 laps with the trucks at Michigan. I'm going to welcome you to the broadcast booth. In the booth tonight is me, PDJ Zeller, and alongside me tonight will be Carl Jones and Aaron Hillebush. And as we get ready for this event, already a lot of guys have qualified, and we're just getting ready for the grid here, Carl. And at this 2-mile, very speedy track in the truck, it's almost wide open in the truck. You rarely have to let off in the corner. These guys should be going at very, very high speeds around this high bank course, and it will only bring to a lot of excitement as a lot of the fast guys tonight are here and showed up for the race, and they all qualified throughout the field, so we're going to see a lot of action throughout the whole field early on in the race.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to be running a fixed set. Their fixed set tonight. Just listening to them there in their pre-race, and they're telling them that it is a tight set. So they're going to have to be giving a lot of give and take in this tonight. You're going to be seeing a lot of 3-4 wide racing out here. Real wide track. They're going to get down on the apron, going down the front stretch. These guys are going to be all over this racetrack. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, they are running a fixed set. Tonight is their fixed set race, if I'm not mistaken, and it's very, very tight. So. How is that going to be playing into this, though? How do you adjust for tightness in a fixed set?
Very good question there, and now I'm going to introduce you to our third member of our broadcast booth here, Aaron Hillebush. Aaron, what do you expect to see from these trucks at Michigan tonight?
Oh, this is going to be a very, very exciting event, Petey. To answer Carl's question, I think what we're going to see here is people backing up their corners a little bit to compensate for that tightness. I'm looking at the qualifying times right now. We've got 23 trucks within about a second of one another. That time differential is pretty much based on which line each driver took around the speedway. Such a wide track, you have so many options when you're out there by yourself. When you get out there with the other 24 trucks, it's going to be not so luxurious to be able to pick which line you want to run. You're going to have to pick and choose where you can fit your truck, because you're going to start seeing quite a log jam as they take off to start this race. So looking forward to a very exciting 100 laps here in the trucks. Cora Sunday Money is always a very, very exciting series to watch, and I think this event is not going to be any different.
All right, Aaron and guys, and he said we had all them trucks within a second of each other. Listen to this impressive stat. There are 18 trucks within 0.3 of each other, and Carl, that just goes to speak for the talent here at the Cora Sunday Money Series. All these drivers are so close in times here. I mean, the only thing this could possibly produce is exciting racing with the way they're going to go. We're scheduled right now to have 24 trucks to start this event tonight. And with that many trucks in the field, I mean, that's kind of a low number for Cora, but we talked about it before the race a little bit with the admins. It should be a lot more good racing. There's not as many trucks to wreck, and the Cora League has done a great job weeding out the guys who maybe can't control their cars as well as some other people, so I think we'll see a lot of green flag, exciting racing tonight with a lot of equal speeds.
One of the pretty interesting facts here is our number 3 starting position right now is going to be the youngest driver in the field of Nicholas Doucette, and he ran a really nice lap there, 38.865. He wasn't that far off of Michael Churchman at all, and it's just neat to see some of these young guns come out here with the age and experience that some of these older guys have. Nicholas, I believe he's only around maybe 15, 16 years old, and youngest driver in the field, and he's going to give these guys a run for the money tonight.
A lot of young guys like to come out around the Cora Sunday Money Series, and Aaron, as we're sitting here watching these guys getting ready to go to the grid here, just about 3 minutes left. Tonight we should see a lot of different strategies from Michigan, and with them, this is almost going to be like a Daytona type race, guys. I mean, we're here from the Irish Hills of Michigan where everything's always tight and close together, and I honestly think, Aaron, that it could be interesting to see, well, if we get green flag pit stops, who does what, and if they come down with a partner, because in the early stages on fresh tires, draft will be important.
Definitely, draft is a huge factor here. Big racetrack, 2 miles to get around this place. As Carl alluded to, we have 3 different generations of drivers in the event tonight. Maybe only 24 cars, but that's still room for a lot of different strategies. Cautions sometimes can throw a little bit of a monkey wrench into even the best strategy, though, so we're going to have to keep an eye on the action all night long. And I think a lot like last week, we're not going to have a real answer as to what strategy is going to work the best until the last maybe 20 laps of the race or so. A few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to be in the broadcast at Indy, and we had um, quite a few different strategies that at the end of the race we had drivers who we did not see all night running in the top three, and it caused quite a melee towards the end and a really great finish. So again, the Core Sunday Monday series is always exciting to watch, and these guys are going to be putting on a great show tonight.
And Carl, as we're seeing these guys start to come down to the end of the season, they're going to be racing for the last spot in the chase. It should be interesting to see. It should be interesting to see who will get the last spot in the chase. There's going to be a lot of drama tonight and a lot of controversy. We're getting closer and closer to that chase, Carl. And do you expect to see maybe some drivers racing harder with other drivers than they normally would because they're fighting for them final few chase spots?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to see these guys. They're going to be fighting tooth and nail for these last few transfer spots into the final run for the money here at the end of the season. So, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of different strategies being played out tonight, as Aaron was alluding to, and it's just going to be a very exciting race tonight. Like I said, these guys are going to be racing really close. The draft will come into play at times here on the straightaways. I think you're not going to see it quite as much as you do, like you said, in Daytona, but you are going to see these guys drafting a little bit. When it comes down to it, though, I think it's all going to come down to pitch strategy because they're saying that they're thinking this is going to be a lot of long green flag runs, and that's definitely going to bring it down to pitch strategy.
Pitch strategy always a factor here at Michigan, and now we are getting set to grid the field up here. Carl, pace car just came onto the racetrack, stopped in front of the start-finish line, and we're just going to watch these guys start to grid, folks. Like we said, 24 trucks will be starting the field tonight, and as everyone's still just bringing their cars out to the grid, me and Carl are going to take you down through the grid row by row. On the pole tonight, running a 38.817 is the number 88 machine of Michael Churchman. On the outside of him, a guy who won not that long ago, the number 67 of Damon Gilbert.
Then you got the young gun here, Nicholas Doucette. He ran a 3.8865 there for his qualifying. George Barks is going to be to his outside.
In fifth tonight, a newcomer to the league, the number 62 of William Hale. He'll be starting from the fifth position tonight. In sixth, a veteran, the number 81 of Colton Berkey.
And then you got veterans David Wink and Dominic Dyball. They're going to be filling out the next row.
In ninth is the guy who won the race not too long ago from Atlanta, Sal Accardi. Is going to be starting in ninth as number 39. And rounding out your top 10 is the number 35 Storm Motorsports machine of Nathan Sedlak.
Starting in the 11th position, we're going to be looking at the Ryan Borges machine, and Dustin Lee is going to be to his outside in the 12th position.
13th tonight, the number 29 of Dylan Ackert. 14th, the Charles Starks.
We got Joel Wood at his outside. Dustin Loynes piloting the number 40 vehicle.
In the 17th tonight is the number 54 of Brandon Cruz Montsevice, and starting from 18th tonight is the 00 of James O'Brown.
Dale Atkins and Dan Bailey is going to be in the next row there in the 95 and 08 respectively.
From 21st tonight, we have the number 60 of Patrick Scahill, and 22nd is John Pansula.
Mark McFadden and Tim Johnson is going to be rounding up field.
Gotta apologize there. In 20th position is Dan S. Bailey. I think I threw Carl a nice curveball there, but so that rounds out your field, folks. We have a star-studded field here tonight in Cora tonight. And before we go racing, I'll start with you, Carl. What do you expect to see in the first stages of this event?
Well, like I said, they were given at the beginning of the race here. They were given orders, to try to keep it clean, try to keep it calm because these trucks are going to be pushing a lot. So you're going to be seeing a lot of guys just kind of settling in and just trying to get the feel of the racetrack, get the feel of racing around each other. A lot of these guys have not raced this racetrack around each other with the way they do the qualifying here 3 different days. They have qualifying, and just to get used to each other, so they're going to kind of get singled out here. I think you're going to see a lot of single file racing here at the very beginning of the race. But as this race wears on, you're going to see these guys start to really come alive. You're going to be seeing a lot of 3 and 4 wide racing, very, very wide track. Like I said earlier, they're going to be using the apron of the racetrack there down the front stretch. So it's just going to be a very exciting race.
All right, Aaron, you have any quick thoughts about what you expect to see early?
I agree with Cora. I think first 5 laps, you're going to see them try to sort it out, except for maybe some of those guys in the back who might try and use that to their advantage. I'd say after everyone gets comfortable and the air pressure comes up, expect these guys to really start going at it. So, we're going to see some 3 and 4 wides. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Alright guys, so I expect the same thing as both of them. We should see a lot of exciting racing nonetheless, and here we go. Pace car leads him through turns 3 and 4. The Ford first pace car game set to pull off here. Michael Churchma winning a pole, as I believe this is his second of the season. Churchma is always fast in Cora Sunday Money. It's just never really come through the win. Could tonight be the night? We're about to find out. Pace car is off. Churchma leads him down. He's going 70 miles an hour, and he's waiting. A green flag in the air, and Michael Churchma is gone and away. Good restart for the outside line. They're dead even at the stripe.
Oh, we got
a
trouble
couple
in the back.
The grass.
Oh no, there's a wreck in the back here. I'm trying to get a look at that. Did you guys see that?
The 20 truck looked like he missed a shift. That's David Wheat. Oh boy, that's gonna bring out the yellow there. Well, not exactly the start we were looking for there, guys, but at least we'll get a chance to reshape this field and get another go at it.
Alright guys, so I kind of see what happened there. It starts with the 20 of David Wenk. You can see that Ryan Borges is right there. And what happened is it looks like the 20 truck, like Aaron said, he just did not go. And the 39 collided him in the bumper. 39 went through the grass. 32 tried to hang on, and a couple trucks behind them went around trying to get the numbers on them. I think I see the number Dale Atkins maybe. Yes, the number 29 of Dylan Ackert was. Okay, so Dylan Ackert, Brandon Cruz, Monsivice, a bunch of guys getting damaged there. A very Uncora-like start to this event, Carl.
I don't see a lot of damage there. I've seen a couple of maybe dented in front bumpers there, but nothing major. But yeah, like you said, it is Uncora like to see them start off like that. Usually these guys have really nice, clean starts. Just looked like the 20 just didn't get going there. I don't know if he spun his tires, missed a shift, what he did, but did not get going, and they just bunched up behind him there and was taking evasive moves because they were on the throttle there for that start of the race, and just decided to take it down in the grass there instead of getting into each other. And I don't think there's a lot of damage done. You're just going to see a couple guys going to the back of the field now.
So that will happen, and guys, already in this race, we had an early race yellow, and that actually had to be brought up by the Cora staff because no one officially went around there, but Cora's admins quick to get to the caution flag. Kevin McCarthy looking over the field tonight, he threw the caution flag. Good call there, let everyone get their damage fixed, make it a fair and equal opportunity for everyone. So already a couple of cars getting torn up, I mean trucks I should say, and Aaron, what do you expect to see from the trucks that got torn up? There was quite a few fast guys who had to come down pit road and get the repairs. Now they're going to have to drive through the field, and some guys didn't even come down pit road. Hillbush, I see that Ryan Borges is sitting there, and the rear end of his truck is bashed in hard.
Yeah, the 32 of Ryan Borges, he elected to stay out this time by. That thing is caved in unbelievable. Not sure if you want. I really don't know why he's staying out right now. I think he really needs to bring that in and get it looked at. Right now, the 42 of George Bark, he has come down pit road. He is in his pit stall. He just got down and away. Just slight nose damage on that machine. They banged it out a little piece of tape, and he's good to go. So again, not sure why the 32 truck's not using this opportunity to get a little bit more work done on that thing. That could be a real handful at speed.
Real quick here, go run down through these points as we get a chance, a little bit of a break here at the beginning of the race. We got Nathan Sedlak, Nicholas Doucette, Ryan Borges, David Wenk is sitting here in 4th, George Barks in 5th. We got Bailey, he's in 6th position right now in points. 7th position in points right now is Dominic Dyball. Joel Wood sitting in 8th. Damon Gilbert's up to 9th in points. He actually, no, I'm sorry, he dropped in points because he was, I believe, at one time here up around 5th in points, but he dropped down to 9th. Dustin Lee, he's sitting in 10th. Michael Churchma is in 11th, and the 12th position right now is Brandon Cruz Monsivice. The 13th position, the one out right now, is Martin Porter, and I think he is one of the drivers who has decided to park it for the rest of the season, so I don't think he has a chance. But Dylan Ackert sitting right there in 14th position, and he's not that far behind Brandon Cruz Monsivice. So it's going to be interesting here, coming down towards the end of the season now, getting ready for the last few races of the season here in the chase, to see who's going to be the last driver to make it in on points.
And Brandon Cruz, he's bringing it down pit road right now in that Smalltown Computers machine. Was a beautiful black and white truck before this event started. Now the rear end all pushed in on the left side. He's going to bring it in right now, try and get a little bit more work done on that machine before the green flag comes back out. And it looks like he missed his pit stall. Oh no, Brandon. Oh, Brandon misses his pit stall. He has to go through pit road. He's going to have to catch his tail into the field. And not the start Brandon was looking for. As I get a look at the nose at two as he went by, he's got damage on the front and back of that machine.
tough break there for Brandon Cruz Monsivice. And I thought he was going to do what Brian Borges did and stay out and try to ride it out. The reasoning for that is the Cora Sunday Money Series offers you 1 quick repair per race, and if you get involved in you get 2 quick repairs actually, and you don't want to use one of them up on lap 1. I mean, let's be honest. If you get in a bigger wreck that really hurts your truck and you don't have them left over, you have to look back and say, well, maybe I could have driven with a little bit of damage I had early in the race, and that's why I think his thought process of Ryan Borges right now, although I'm not 100% sure, but usually 9 out of 10 times that's what the drivers are thinking when they don't come down pit road to get their damage fixed. Although, this really has to be tough for the guys in the front, because to them, they didn't even get a race. They didn't make it to turn 1. This is kind of like the actual start to the race for the guys up front, because they really haven't even had a chance to feel how their car will feel besides on a restart, Carl.
Oh, I know Brandon Cruz want to get down here and get this truck fixed here, because as we were just going down through the points there, I said he was the last in points right now that is going to be able to make the chase for the end of the season. And he could that could be one of those things, like he said, he looked back and say, hey, that was my championship right there. I didn't pit, or I did pit. It's those choices, those decisions that you have to make, to it's going to either get you into the pit, into the points championship, or it's going to knock you out of it.
I don't know what Brandon Monsivice is doing here. He went through the pit road again. He did
missed his pits twice.
I don't think he's missing his pits here, guys. Honestly, there's no physical way possible he could miss it twice. He's going to the end of the line, which is, I was just about to say, I was reminded by a voice in my ear, and I think that honestly he just wants to be at the end of the line and doesn't want to use his quick repair yet. So Aaron, I think this is all strategy by Brandon Monsivice, although it's really odd to see him do it that way instead of just wanting to get an EOL.
Well, this is going to be neat to see. We're going to have 2 different strategies. We have the 54 truck electing to drop to the rear. He's damaged. We have the 32 truck of Ryan Borges, who's he's going to be starting mid-pack with a lot of rear-end damage. That spoiler is all banged up. I mean, it is completely concave. So on this restart, it's going to be really interesting to see how the rear end of that 32 truck handles mid-pack.
Alright folks, and once again we're getting ready to go green. This is sort of the real restart here. Ford first pace car leads them through turns 3 and 4. Once again it's Churchma and Doucette on the front row, and we're getting ready to go green. Pace car leading them down, heading off of turn number 4. It's waiting to pull off, and here he will go. Brett Bodine takes it down pit road. It is now in the hands of Michael Churchma. He waits on that green flag, and he goes now. Green flag in the air, and Michael Churchma's down and away. Great restart, gets way in front of Nicholas Doucette there, and he's going to be gone and away. And now the real battle on the racetrack's for third, Carl.
Yeah, looks like a really good restart that time there. I didn't see anybody have any problems, but Michael Churchma took a really quick jump out here to the lead, had a really, really nice restart there, kind of leaving Nicholas Doucette and Colton Berkey in the dust. But that's going to kind of hurt him here, because these guys are going to be able to, like I said, use the draft a little bit in their favor here coming down these straightaways. And as you see, they just closed right in on the back of Michael Churchma. Now they are down to 2/100ths of a second back from the Churchma vehicle.
It was not a good restart for the 48 truck of Mark McFadden, Carl. He got loose up into the marbles and off the wall. Looks like he's got damage on the right side, and he has dropped off the pace considerably. I think he is going to maybe need one of those quick repairs sooner than later.
So 3 wide action up here. The 99, 00, and 20. That single fouls out really quickly. Ryan Borges thinks about making another 3 wide, but thinks better, pulls in behind the number 99 of Charles Starks. That evens out quickly. First battle on the racetrack is for 6. That's between Nathan Sedlak and the GoPro machine and the number 62 of William Hale. Hale through the 5th, so William Hale doing a great job for a fairly new guy to this league, and he's up to the 5th position right now, right in front of the number 62. Now the new battle on the racetrack between David Wenck and James Brown. That's our in-race reporter, the 00 of James Brown. He's trying to hold off David Wenck here. Cora owner James Brown is just always a very competitive guy at these racetracks and always fun to watch. And Carl, I think we're about to see a lot more action up front like we expected. They're going single file early, but wait till these tires get warm.
James Brown's looking to get down to the inside here, but the 01 of John Pansula kind of climbed up on his back bumper there and did not let James get down to the inside of the racetrack here. Now he's going to be passed by the 99 here of Charlie Starks. Charlie Starks is going to run him 39 also of Salacardi is going to go ahead and go to the bottom end, and he's going to get passed. Looks like he is going to get freight trained back here probably to around maybe the 13th, 14th position as the 60 car of Patrick Skyhill goes down below.
Change in the top 5. The 62 of William Hale got around the number 15 of Dominic Dieball, so he's up to fourth now. Now battle. Oh, the 01! He's into the 99, and he saves it now. He doesn't. He spins off the track. He's the only one wrecked hard into the inside wall. Spins that truck around, motor blown. We'll see if race control throws the caution, which they do. John Pansula went for a wild ride.
Wild ride indeed. He went down there. He nailed that inside wall a ton. Just hit that thing, picked the whole truck up off the ground, spun it around about 2 or 3 times. They're still wrecking here, coming down onto the front stretch now. It was a yellow truck. I don't know exactly who it was, but I just seen him just nose it right up to the outside wall there. Not sure who that was. We're going to have to get back here and take a look, see if we can find out who just hit the wall back there in the middle of the pack.
I got that actually for you, Carl. Actually, I just lost that for you, Carl. It was Charles Starks. So Charles Starks, the truck was involved in the wreck initially. I'm watching what happened with him. He was racing on the apron, and he slid up the track a little bit, hit the banking, made his car spin out, and he spun out hard into the outside wall. Almost took someone out, don't know who. But Charles Starks, Aaron, just went for a wild ride under caution, simply tricked by the apron.
Yeah, that was pretty hard hit down there on the inside wall there. Again, it's amazing how at this speed, it's just the littlest bit of contact. Well, in that case, it was a moderate amount of contact. Could really just send you for a wicked wild ride. That's going to definitely require some of these guys to use that first quick repair. And now that we've actually gotten a couple of laps in under green, these guys have got an idea of how this fixed setup is going to feel. I'm starting to wonder, will some of these guys take pit stops? And yes, looks like the back half of the field is almost, yep, looks like they're all coming down pit road.
Interesting to note, Ryan Borg is still not coming down pit road. First car to lead him down is Damon Gilbert. He starts second tonight. Immediately dropped to the back, pitted under the first caution. I think might be part of his strategy here. And so he's going to come down, get some fuel and 4 fresh Goodyears as he drives into his pit stall. We'll watch him because he's the first one to come down pit road. There he is. He's in his stall. They're jacking up the right side of that car and filling it up with fuel. We'll see if they run around to the left side. I assume they would because he wasn't up front. Nothing to gain here if he does just take 2. So they put left side tires on that number 67. Now they're going to drop the jack, and he's down and away, Carlo.
Just watching the 54 Brandon Cruz Monsivice once again just drove through pit road. Never even attempted to stop. Never looked at his pits. They're waving at him saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he just drove right on by him again. So don't exactly know what's going on with Monsivice here in the 54 small town computers truck, but he doesn't seem to want to have his pit crew touch the truck. I think he's afraid of using up that first quick fix. That would be the only thing I can figure. I don't understand why he would not stop and get tires and get that fixed.
Yeah, I think you're right, Carl. Either that, or he wants to go to the back, or probably a mix of both, honestly. He wants to go to the back because of his damage that he doesn't want to fix here. That would probably be my best guess. Ryan Borg just did something very similar. He just wanted to go to the back due to his significant damage. And so right now, a lot of these guys are out here, and these cautions do take quite some time here for Michigan. And Carl, do you think you can try to key up our in-race reporter? All right, I think Carl's over there queuing up our in-race reporter, James Brown. And Carl, have you been able to find our in-race reporter?
I have. I've seen if I can get him on the radio here. James Brown, this is Carl up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, Carl.
Hey, James, we've seen you guys out here with a couple quick cautions out here early on in this race here. What's going on out there? How does the track feel? How does your truck feel? How's this setup feel?
The setup's great, and we could go 2-3 wide anytime. Run high, run low. Kevin did an awesome job building this set this week, and I don't know, just maybe guys are just getting a little over aggressive, a little anxious, and we got 90 laps to go yet, or 88, I guess.
Well, we did see it there early on in that run there, kind of getting freight train there. Did you slide up the track, or did it just having a hard time getting down to the bottom there? Because you noticed probably about 6-8 trucks actually got underneath you there and passed you.
Yeah, I'm following somebody right too close, and I run her in too hard into the corner. You really got to back these corners up, and you'll be so much faster. And you'll see the faster guys will be backing the corners up a lot, and they'll be coming out fast. When I got freight train there, I just run it in too hard.
Well, I just want to wish you luck here for the rest of the race here, and hopefully we don't have to get you up here too many times today. The only time we bring drivers up here is if we have a caution, so hopefully we don't have to bring you up here for too many cautions tonight. Anybody that you want to thank? Anybody you want to any shout-outs?
Well, thank Laura and LSR TV. I know she's a little under the weather tonight, and I hope she's feeling better.
All right.
That's James Brown in the Lafarge entry machine tonight.
That was James Brown, and quick before we go green, what do you two expect to see on these next two, on this next restart coming up, starting with Carl?
Probably pretty much a lot of the same thing that we've been seeing here. These guys are, they've been instructed at the beginning of these restarts and stuff like that to kind of take it easy on each other and let the track come to them and let the trucks come to them. So I think you're going to start seeing a lot. You're going to see a lot of the same thing. Just a lot of guys taking it easy, trying to get to the end of this race.
Aaron?
Oh, I managed to run down to talk with Brandon Cruz's crew chief there, find out what exactly their strategy here is going to be for this restart. Right now, the strategy for the 54 truck is stay on the lead lap. It's a big racetrack. Still plenty of time left. There's absolutely no need to use those quick repairs, so they're going to continue that strategy of just staying in the back, letting the action sort out. So they're expecting action. I'm expecting action.
All right.
See what happens.
We're all expecting action here. Pace car once again leads them down through turns 3 and 4. The Brett Bodine getting ready to pull off here in the Ford First Mustang. Here they come through out of turn number 4. Churchma directly in hand waiting. We'll see when he goes this restart. Pace car making the hard left-hand turn. He's down and away. Michael Churchma has the field at hand now. And the flagman throws the green flag in the air. And Michael Churchma down and away once again. Great restart for him. Even better restart for Nicholas Doucette in the 51. He gets underneath Colton Berkey in the 81. The inside line is key through turns 1 and 2 here. Side-by-side action for second. Doucette versus Berkey. And it appears as though Doucette's going to win that battle. Give the second position to Nicholas Doucette, Carl.
Looks like Nicholas has really got this figured out here on how to get this thing to keep from pushing up, because he was able to get that thing right down there on the white line there to make that turn, and which was able to get him out there in front of Colton Berkey. So, yeah, Nicholas Doucette doing really, really well, except right now he looked like he kind of pushed up, going into this turn here, and kind of buckled everybody up behind him there, but looks like everybody was able to straighten it up. But, yeah, Nicholas Doucette doing a great job.
So now the new battle is for 5th. Here comes William Hale on the inside of Dominic Dieball, and he's in there. And here comes the 81 on the outside of the 51. That's Colton Berkey. He's trying to get around Nicholas Doucette. He's going to have a great run off this corner, I guarantee it, and he does. So he's already on the outside of Nicholas Doucette, and he's going to possibly clear him by the time they get to 3. He has a huge run. Nicholas Doucette, he clears them. So give the second position to Colton Berkey. He is right behind Michael Churchma now. Churchma, they're starting to reel him in again with that significant draft. And Colton Berkey looks as though the first one behind him, Aaron.
Farther back in the field, Ryan Borges, he's hanging in there with these guys with that rear end damage. He's currently running 10th and is probably the most banged up truck in the top 10 right now. He's currently single file right ahead of the 00 truck of James Brown. James, being the in-race reporter, boy, I bet you he's getting a great view of a real messed up truck. You see the rear end of that truck dancing around now. Ryan's doing a great job of hanging on to that machine, and if he could hold that top 10 for most of this first half of the race and save those quick repairs, he could be a real factor, I think, later in the event.
And that he could be here, and a lot of guys can still be a real factor here. And watching this field as we go through it, Colton Berkey still right there in the bumper of Michael Churchma. Just a matter of time before he makes a move, it appears. Colton Berkey and Michael Churchma, two guys that have been in this league since day one. They're trying to get their chance at an opportunity to lead a Cora Sunday Money event, something that's really hard to do, especially last week. Well, not last week, because last week was the Super Bowl, but the week before that when we saw Logan Clampett absolutely dominate the race, and only his third ever Cora start. He has not returned this week. He has chose to run the Indianapolis race because he had a pro driver set up. And obviously that showed last week when he absolutely destroyed everyone, Carl. But that's not important tonight, because now it's Churchma versus Berkey for the lead right now, as Berkey keeps getting closer.
One driver I've been watching out here is the number 15 of Dominic Dieball in the Diewer machine. His truck has been running extremely well today. He's running up here in the 5th position. Not a bad showing here for Dominic. Dominic's had a few issues here the past couple of weeks, but looks like his truck is really, really running strong here. He's got this setup figured out, and he is able to get his truck running up here. Like I said, in the top 5, he is in 5th position right now, right behind William Hale. So Dominic Dieball in the die-aware machine doing a great job tonight.
William Hale slowly picking them off one by one. After the first restart, he fell back to about 10th, so now he's making the pass for third on Nicholas Doucette. Give the position to William Hale. William Hale with a nice methodical pass there. He seems to have a really fast truck. I expect him to mix it up here tonight. Dominic Dieball on the inside now, the 51 of Doucette. The 51 of Doucette's not moving the right direction, and Dieball appears to be faster, although he's on the bottom line. It's going to be hard to make a pass down here tonight, especially with the way the truck's going to run off the quarter on the outside, so Nicholas Doucette trying to clear the 15 of Dieball, and that he will, so give that position to number 51 of Nicholas Doucette. Now they're all single file throughout this lead pack right now, and we go on board with Dominic Dieball. He's still trying to make that pass, and I'm going to send it back to Aaron as he has more updates on action.
Yes, the 54 car of Brandon Cruz Montesvalles, you notice he is kind of off the pace back there. As that truck went by last time, it did sound a little sick. I think with that front end damage, he may have temperature issues in the 54 truck, and right now he's just trying to make sure he doesn't overheat it and pop that motor under green, which would cause him to possibly go a few laps down. He may end up having to use one of those quick repairs sooner than he thought to get that front end damage fixed. But again, it's still a big racetrack. He's got plenty of laps to go here, but he just has to nurse that thing around for, you know, the next few laps until he gets a chance to bring it down pit road and do something with it, or at least get it cooled down.
I tell you what, watching these guys coming down the front stretch is kind of brings me back to watching them at Pocono when they come down the front straightaway there at Pocono, how wide Pocono is, and how they fan out. They get out here on the back stretch and it's just pretty much single file right up against the back wall. But as soon as they come off of turn 4, these guys like to fan out. Some of them like to take that low line, get down on the apron. Some guys like to stay right around the middle of the track. And yet you got the guys who want to stay right up near the wall. But it's really exciting watching these guys coming down the front stretch. Like I said, it brings me back shades of Pocono Speedway, where these cars coming down the front straightaway, they just fan out 5, 6 wide sometimes I've seen at Pocono. And they're doing a lot of the same kind of driving here at Michigan.
Battle for 6th position, David Wenck versus the number 15 of Dominic Dieball. Wenck to the inside. He wants to get around Dominic Dieball here. We know Wenck is going to have a speedy vehicle. He slides up the track almost into Dominic Dieball. That could have been bad if he would have slid up any more. And it scared Dieball, so Wenck's going to get the run off the corner. And he's going to clear Dieball. Dieball, I'm sure, is not too happy about that because this lane Dustin Loines possibly get in there. And the 15 is going to push the number 20 down the back stretch, maybe to show him, you know, I didn't really appreciate that, buddy, is behind them. Sal Accardi's diving underneath the 40 of Dustin Loines. And speaking of that damage to Montesvalles, it's really amazing that Ryan Borges is having the speed he has right now with that damage, Carl. And it's just a very odd thing you normally wouldn't see at an aerodynamic track like Michigan.
Yeah, like you said, that's exactly what I was going to say about that. You know, this is a very aerodynamic track. These guys are hitting some extremely high speeds. So you got to figure with the damage that he has on his vehicle there, it's just not getting the downforce that it needs, but still getting the speed out of it is remarkable. I'm really astonished to see that.
As we all are right now. Still the top 4 under a blanket for this lead pack. You have to expect green flag pit stops around lap 43. And Aaron, what do you think we're going to see from a lot of these guys under green flag pit stops? I mean, this being the first pit stop, I know it's not for another 20 laps, and if it is green, which there's a good possibility that's not, but if it is green, would you expect to see everyone take 4 tires? We have a battle for the lead. Colton Berkey on the outside. He's trying to get around the number 88. Will not be able to do so. But back to what I was saying to Aaron, do you think that on the first pit stop anyone try strategy, or do you think they'd save that for later?
I think you got to take 4 tires right now. It's early in the event. I mean, if you want to take a little swing at it, you might see some of these guys take 2. I mean, guys like Ryan Borges, if he stops, he's going to get his quick repair. There isn't anything he can do about that. So he's going to get a fresh truck, take 2 tires, make up the rest of that track position, put himself in the top 3, top 5. Guys like that you may see take a swing at it, but I think for the majority of the field, you're going to see 4 tires, a full tank of Sunoco race fuel, and get back out there and just keep doing what they're doing.
Battle for the lead here, big time right now, as we're seeing Colton Berkey. He just took the lead. He just did away with Michael Churchman in pretty good fashion, but the 62 of William Hale, he did the exact same thing, dropped her down to the inside, and now he is looking to take the lead and has, as the 51 now of Nicholas Doucette is making a resurge back up in the front of the field.
Just like that, Churchman from 1st to 4th, and just like that, Now the 81's going to go from first to possibly fifth because here comes Nathan Sedlak. Colton Berkey with a daring move for the lead is going to possibly go all the way back from fifth. It's called the freight train, Carl, and it happens here in Michigan. You'll see it a lot tonight. And just like that, from the lead to fifth in just about 5 seconds, that is the number 81 machine of Colton Berkey. New leader, William Howell.
Just watching these guys here within a lap's time. I think we had 3 different leaders there. Didn't even be. I think there were 3 different lead changes before they crossed the start-finish line. So things are going to be a little bit different for the lead here than what you're going to see in the statistics. You only count the lead changes at the start-finish line at the end of the race, but the lead changes here right now are wholesales. The 51 right now, Nicholas Doucette is taking a look down to the inside of William Hale. I'm having a hard time talking tonight for some reason. Nicholas Doucette, one more time, he's just going to pack it right in behind there of the Hale truck. He's just going to push him down the back stretch. One more time, he's going to go down into turn number 3 and take a look to the inside. Nothing doing. Hale is able to get it down there and close that door.
So William Hale holding off Nicholas Doucette for now. The young gun, last time we came to a track like this, he won. That was Charlotte back not too long ago in the truck, I believe. So he knows how to get done in these trucks here for Michigan as he still follows William Hale around these corners. And he's probably just looking for an opportunity right now. There's a lot of windows, a lot of places to pass here at Michigan. But he must just not be seeing any he likes right now, because I'm sure he would have tried to make a move at this point in time. Update on these two, they have pulled really far away from Nathan Sedlak, who's in third. David Wenka's got around Michael Churchman and Colton Berkey. So, Aaron, it appears though the 88 and 81, the guys who dominated the first 25 laps of this race, used up their tires in that stage because they're falling back fast.
That is exactly what I was thinking, PD. I think the 88 used up the tires. He made it look easy out there for 25 laps and just burned them off. It is that fixed setup, so everyone's got the same thing going on. These trucks that are behind them, drafting them, they're not having to run necessarily full throttle to stay with them. They're sucking up right behind them, and it's allowing them to be a little bit easier on the equipment. And now in this longer run, we're seeing those trucks begin to fade. So again, I think we're going to see 4 tires for a lot of these guys when they come down. But, you know, when Churchman gets 4 tires again, expect him to come right back to the front.
Yeah, watching the 35 here, Nathan Sedlak in the GoPro machine. He is our points leader. He has moved it now to 3rd position after starting out in 10th position. So he has made some wholesale passes here early on in the early stages of this race. Nathan Sedlak wanting to get up here, probably wanting to get up here, lead some laps so he can give a little bit of padding to his points lead.
So this is very excited. And right now, though, Carl, as we look through this field, Nathan Sedlak being the defending champion, I mean, he's just leaving off right where he took off last year. So he's leading the points now, although he still has a chase to survive. But in 3rd position right now, I'm sure, Carl, he wants to close in on these leaders.
And that he's doing. He has closed it down here now to under a half a second back now from William Hale. So Nathan Sedlak is on a charge. He's wanting to get up here, like I said, and do some leading here and get that some extra bonus points for leading laps and get some padding on that points lead he's got.
And he certainly wants to get his first Cora win of the season. And it would be a big deal for Nathan Sedlak to get that done here tonight. And these top 3 have sort of calmed it down to Michigan standards. Looking back a little ways, not a whole lot of battles going on. I'm going to send to Aaron. Aaron, do you see any really battling going on throughout anywhere on the racetrack?
It seems like most of the field is singled out around the speedway. Everyone seemed to have calmed down for the most part. Luckily for the 54 truck, Brandon Cruz, those temperatures have plateaued in that truck and they're not rising anymore. So he's been able to maintain about a 12 to 14 second gap from the leaders. He's in no danger of going a lap down. So his strategy is still valid. I do think we're going to see that small town computers truck come back up through the field in the late stages of the race. But for right now, everyone's just checking those laps off, and they're getting a good feel for how the trucks are going to be on worn tires, which this race may finish under those conditions.
I tell you here, you got the William Hale truck. He's up here leading this race, and if you look on the hood of that truck, there is no sponsors on that truck. So that's one of the things he might be looking for right now. He's trying to show off a little bit here, see what he can do about getting himself a full-time ride here in Cora, being that he's a new driver here. Like I said, he's a rookie driver for Cora, no sponsorships. So he's up here leading these races. He's impressing these guys that are watching this race. So I think that's one of the things that Hale's looking to do right now is try to pick himself up a sponsorship.
William Hale looking to pick up a sponsorship, and he's given a million reasons why you should sponsor him here tonight. If you want to sponsor him, I don't know exactly how to contact William Hale, but I would definitely look him up on Facebook. Nowadays, that seems like how you can get everything done on the Facebook. And William Hale, I'm sure like everyone else has one, so if you're interested in sponsoring 62, look it up. But right now, that machine is flying around this racetrack with Nicholas Doucette right in tow. And before the race, William Hale, they were talking about how he practiced just about as much as anyone, and it's showing off right now with pure speed as he's driving away from Nicholas Doucette a little bit, but he has to watch out because the defending champion, not Nicholas Doucette, but Nathan Sedlak is coming up fast in his mirror here, Carl, and before you know it, Nathan Sedlak, like always, will come through in the clutch situation and try to make a pass here. It should be interesting to watch.
Back here once again, looking at the Lafarge machine, James Brown 00. He's running around here right now in the 12th position. Nobody really challenging him too awful much. He was had fallen back to around the 15th position, but has been able to bring it back up here to the 12th position now, and is running very, very nicely right here behind George Burke. I think he's just happy he's falling in line. Dustin Lee right behind him also looks like about the same thing. Looks like all these guys are just happy just to follow each other right now. And let's just let this race play itself out because it's a long, long race. You got a 100-lap race here at Michigan Motor Speedway. So yeah, it's probably serving these guys well just to single file it out, and let's try to keep the cautions down to a minimum and see what we can do about winning this race in the pits.
Winning this race in the pit should be interesting. That will be coming up here shortly. Before that happens, we're looking at a change for the lead. The 51 of Nicholas Doucette is now through the lead. They're about to be coming down for green flag pit stops though, Carl. So we're going to take this opportunity to take our first commercial break here and bring you back pit stops. See you on the other end. Back live here with the Cora Sunday Money Series from Michigan Motor Speedway, and right now we're under green flag conditions. Still, you didn't miss much. Out in the lead right now is that number 62 machine of William Hale. Before break, you saw Nicholas Doucette take it away. Well, Hale took it right back from him, and so William Hale is in the lead. You were commenting on it, Carl. Nathan Sedlak's closing, and someone else who's closing, Michael Church, was starting to come back. So he cooled his tires down, and he's ready to battle again.
That's exactly what he did. He just backed off there, decided he wasn't going to push it too awful much. He pushed it hard enough at the beginning of the race, and he's got his tires cooled down, and he has drawn it back down. He was up to almost 1 second back. Now he's dropped down to almost a half second back. So he's picked up almost a half second here over the last few laps. But yeah, the driver right now that I'm really watching is Nathan Sedlick. He has really closed it up here. He is down to 0.2 of a second back, and he's been down to the inside of Doucette a couple of times here. Looking like he's going to do it one more time. He's going to dive it down deep, see what he can do with it. Nothing going. He's going to bring it back up in line. But Nathan Sedlick really, really coming on strong here towards the end of this run.
Yeah, Nathan Sedlak with a strong truck. We know he has it. He might just wait until pit stops in that Storm Motorsports machine, but who knows? Maybe he'll try to make a move beforehand. As we're getting quickly closer and closer to the pit stops, we expect to see him before lap 50. Although I'm not 100% sure on the strategy, so it could happen a little bit afterwards. We will find out, though, here shortly. And still in the lead is that 62 of William Hell. Only 2 cautions, and both of them were really quick early ones. The one that happened on lap 1 and then the one afterwards, both of them didn't actually cause iRacing cautions. They had to be thrown by race control. So really, only one car really has wrecked so far in this race, and it's been a really great job by all these guys. And Nicholas Doucette sits on the bumper of the 62. And Aaron, without these cautions, these drivers have to be tearing up mentally and tire-wise as they're sitting out here just trying to keep their cars going in the right direction, as their cars probably starting to handle poorly, Aaron, as they go on and on in this run.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a shame that they're going to have to pit for fuel, because it has been some really great racing up here for the lead. William Hale was actually being pushed down the front straightaway 2 laps ago by Nicholas Doucette. And again, Sedlak is right there, ready to pounce. I think he would be closer, but I think he sees Hale getting pushed and thinks, you know, if something happens, I don't want to be right on top of it. But if something like this happens, he might go with them. Now that's the 51 truck diving underneath now for the lead, and I think he's going to get it. 62 on the outside of William Hale. No, 51. Nicholas Doucette will leave that lap. Here comes Sedlak, make it. Whoa, almost went 3 wide there.
That could have been exciting. 51 takes the lead. Update, the 40 truck of Dustin Williams coming down pit road, still side by side for the lead. Officially, Mark McFadden has just taken it behind the wall. There's your updates on everything. Now let's watch this battle for the lead. On the outside comes the number 62, William Hell, with a good run. Will Sedlak take it 3 wide? No, he's going to push Nicholas Doucette. He wants to get that 51 through the hole and follow him through. So here they go into corner number 3. He lets off a little bit, and that lets Doucette get right up in there. Can Doucette possibly clear that 62 machine? Or will Sedlak take it 3 wide off turn number 4? Battle for the lead. 3 wide, dead even, all spread out in all parts of the track right now. In this time by, it's going to be too close to call, but I think Sedlak let it by. It was a tie at the stripe, Carl, and they gave it to Sedlak.
Absolutely phenomenal racing here at the front of this race. Cannot believe what we're seeing right now with these guys here. 3 wide, this late into a run now, and Nathan Sedlak finally gets it up here so we can get his laps led. And in convincing style, dropping it down to the inside like he did there, getting it down on the apron and just making it 3 wide, just throwing caution to the wind and bringing that truck up here to the front. He must have knew he had something going on, because he was able to get her done. As we're watching Nicholas Doucette peel off the racing surface. Now he is down on pit road. Let's take a ride down pit road with Nicholas to see what he's going to do.
Yeah, Nicholas Doucette driving his machine down pit road, expecting 4 tires. Before this happened, by the way, Michael Church-McCaw to the lead pack. Thought you guys should know about that. Is here comes Doucette. We'll see if he takes 4 tires or not. He's going to dive off into his pit stall. The crew's going to make his car stop here. Now they're going to come around, jack up the right side. They're putting them Goodyear Eagles on, and they're finishing the touches on putting the new ones on. Now they're going to run around to the left side, jack the car up. So 4-tire stop for Nicholas Doucette, flawless stop. He's going to be down and away in a second. Back up to the lead, though. That number 35 of Nathan Sedlak still leading here, Hillbush, as we watch the top 4, basically top 5 almost under a blanket.
Yep, as they go around, Sedlak was coming. Excuse me. As they go around, Doucette, who's coming out of the pits now, Sedlak, your leader. These guys will all have to make that pit stop as well, and it's going to cycle around. So it's going to be how well can you get off the racetrack and down to pit road speed, and can you make sure you do not speed leaving your pits? That's really going to make or break your event here. At this sort of speed, a second the pits is a couple 100 feet out on the racetrack, because now the leaders are all coming. They're all coming down, PD. Top 4 are coming down right now.
Yes, they're all coming down here. And Carl, you have updates?
I just was going to let you know here that James Brown just announced that he was coming in, but apparently everybody announced that they're coming down pit road, because it looks like pit road now is wholesale pit stops going on right now. James, I'm going to go ahead and ride along here with James, as he is going to drop it into his pit stop. The 00 team, the Lafarge team is going to go out there. He's looking like he is going to take 4 tires and fuel, and he's going to be down and away.
Sedlak 4 tires of gas. He's gone. 35 truck back down.
All the leaders taking 4 tires here, so I can't say we didn't expect it. Maybe on the next pit stop they'll do something more interesting, but for now, 4 tires is a safe call, and I really like it. So when everything cycles through now,
William Hale almost loops it coming off of pit road there. He got her sideways coming out of pit road and was able to control it, but came close. I was just riding along with him there, kind of gave me a start there. But William Hale sideways coming off pit road, but he got her under control. He's in good shape now. He's back on the racing service and going in the right direction.
So Nathan Sedlak can be the first one out of the leaders. Nicholas Doucette cycles through the second when this wall cycled through, actually. The 67 Damon Gilbert in the lead right now. Still hasn't come down pit road, waiting on him. And a couple others, George Barr, quite a few guys still have yet to come down pit road. The top 8 still out there racing. So we'll wait for them to see what they do. And before you know it, we should see everyone come down pit road to get 4 fresh Goodyears and some fuel. And next pit stop, we're going to be talking about strategy. But for now, we're at Carl. We're just doing the safe 4-tire strategy here. I believe Carl is not there at the moment. So Aaron, do you agree with the safe 4-tire strategy?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. I was talking, but I was using the wrong button to do so. But yeah, I do agree with the 4-tire strategy. I think that's a good idea. I think these guys had quite a bit of running on those tires here, and it's tight. You know, they're running a tight setup, so they're scrubbing off a lot of rubber. So yeah, it's probably a good idea to get down, get 4 tires, and go back out and do some racing. But still trying to catch my breath after that. Just kind of got a start there when I saw him come off that, because he was right in front.
Oh, William Hale into the wall. William Hale wrecking. Oh. William Hale's around. Damon Gilbert into the wall. That's the leader and the guy who would have been 4th. No caution yet. Don't know if race control will throw him for that. They just went into the wall pretty hard. But William Hale with a dominant truck hard into the outside wall along with Damon Gilbert. Gilbert now is going to bring down pit road. As you guys get to see the replay, Damon Gilbert opting to still stay out even though he has all that damage. Whenever he comes down pit road, he can get it fixed. It looks as though William Hale got really loose and then collected the, actually came up in the wall and then he collected the number 67 with it.
Yeah, it looked like the 20 truck there was just kind of minding his own business, and don't know exactly what was going on there with Hale, but Hale looked like he was trying to come down on the racetrack, bumped the rear end of the 20 truck there, and decided to go up to the outside and just couldn't hang on to it. It just pushed him straight out to that outside wall, and lots of damage to the Hale truck. And Damon Gilbert's truck didn't look like it got all that much. He's got a little bit of scratching on the side there, but they did go ahead and throw a caution so they can clean up some of the debris off the racetrack.
Yeah, a lot of debris was spread from that out of turn number 2. Smart, safe call as we're halfway into this race here, so we're keeping our eyes on all the machines that come down pit road. This really works in the favor of Damon Gilbert because he's going to be about, whenever he comes down to the pits, he'll probably come out near 7th or 8th. So all good for Damon Gilbert here. And Aaron, do you have an update on anyone who maybe pitted the first time considering coming down the second time?
Well, I was actually down there in the 62 pits when William Hale had to bring it in. He did have pretty substantial damage from the incident, but he did get to use the quick repair. Unfortunately, it was under green. The yellow for the debris did not come out until he had already gone a lap down. So William Hale, who went from leading this race just a few laps ago, is now being scored 22nd, 1 lap down. There's still a lot of race left for him, but he's going to have to either work strategy or work wave rounds to get that truck back up to being a contender, because he is in a boatload of trouble right now.
Leader.
Yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just saying leaders are all going to be coming down pit road here. Damon Gilbert leading them down. George Bark right behind, and John Pansula. So all the guys that didn't pit the first time are now coming down pit road. Expect to see safe 4 tires. Actually, as I'm looking through this, I think John Pansula stayed out, so the 01 machine. Not quite sure on that strategy there, Carl. I'm not sure what his mindset is on that. Sitting with Dylan Ackert, but besides those two, no one else stayed out. Everyone else came down pit road, and the 67 machine is going to be trying to get 4 fresh tires here as he gets the right sides, and now Crew's going to run around and get the left side, so 4 tire stops here.
Yeah, some of the drivers that this caution was kind of unfortunate for is going to be like Salicardi, Brandon Cruz-Montevich, who just got his truck fixed, Charlie Starks, and Joel Wood. They all won a lap down along with William Hale, but William Hale had the damage. William Hale did have that damage from that incident there, so he had to pit. But yeah, it's going to hurt these guys who had already got that lap down here and was going to try to race back because they were right there in the front of the pack. They were going to try to get their laps back, and didn't happen. Caution came out and got these guys all stuck a lap down. Now I think the only one that's going to be paid off on that one's going to be Salicardi because he's the first lap down. He's going to get the lucky dog.
Well, he's definitely going to see some strategy here now, Carl, too, as Doucette, Churchma, and Borges all took just 2 tires, right side tires for those 3 trucks. It's that time of race where you might want to try and take a little bit of a swing at it and see what you have before that final pit stop.
So
well, yeah, and also putting 2 tires on does a couple different things. William Hale, they are going to wave him around the pace car there. They're going to give William Hale his lap back. Okay, but yeah, what I was going to say here is putting 2 tires on these trucks here is going to do a couple different things. It's going to help you out there in positions on the racetrack, obviously, because other drivers that are taking 4 are going to be behind you. But the other thing it's going to do, it's going to loosen the truck up a little bit. You're just changing the outside tires. You're still going to get a good bit of grip on the inside, or the outside, excuse me. But the inside, you're not going to get quite as much grip. It's going to loosen the truck up just a little bit, and maybe change the setup around a little bit.
So good calls here, and they did wave around William Hale. Don't know what for. I mean, really, he deserved to be the lap down. He earned it there. Aaron, do you have any updates on that?
Unfortunately not. I'm not sure exactly what the call was there. I think, hold on, let's see what Kevin has to say.
We're listening to Kevin McCarthy right now, and Aaron, did you catch what he said?
No, unfortunately right now I'm getting a bunch of static going over that channel. I can't really get an update. They're going to EOL William Hale. Apparently they feel that was the proper course of action.
So interesting move there by Race Control. It was... I'm not sure, 100% sure why they gave him the wave around. Maybe they felt like they took too long to throw the caution and it kind of screwed over the number 62 there. But either way, the 62's on the lead lap, so that's what happened there. And once everyone gets waved around, I believe our leader is going to be the number 67 of Damon Gilbert. So Damon is still out front here in his number 67 machine, and that strategy paid off big time for that number 67. Carl, he's going to be your leader.
Well, take a look here. Kind of interesting to see one of our old drivers out here that's been racing with Cora for quite a long time, George Barks. Haven't seen him up here in the front too awful much this season. It's nice to see him up here in the front, and that could play into his hand because George Barks is an excellent driver. Just had some disappointing races here this season. Maybe this will get him up here to the front, give him a chance, give him a new breath of life, and maybe see George Bark do something with the. Yeah, can't think. I was trying to. I was going to be really nice and give his sponsorship, but I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. Bark Competition Karting. There we go.
You got it,
Brain
Carl.
freeze.
George Bark, driver won the opener at Daytona, hasn't had much success since then. He's just looking to rejuvenate himself, though, and possibly reemerge as a winner again. George has always been fast, and we'll see how that works out for him here. And quickly before we go green, Aaron, do you have any more updates?
Nothing new to add this round. I've been running around there trying to find out if I can get some strategy. Everyone's being super tight-lipped right now about what they plan for their last stop, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to a exciting restart here, Petey. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun now. These guys they know what they've got. They know what it's like to run in the pack, and I think everyone's gonna be a little less cautious now.
So we're getting ready to go green here. Pace car going to pull off here. You got to keep it out of the wall, as these guys are doing a great job right now. Here we go. Only third caution in the race. Green flag in the air, and Damon Gilbert down the way in front of George Bark. Side-by-side restart as they're racing off into corner number 1. I believe the inside line will get the damage, although George Bark is right there, and he gets awfully close to the wall. And George Bark on the outside is just going to slide in right behind Damon Gilbert. So, Carl, I hear you have an update.
Yeah, one of the things that this caution did do here I was mentioning about cars that were stuck a lap down. They actually went a lap down, but when the caution came out, they were in front of the leaders. So they all got their laps back. So we're talking Dominic Dyball, Salacardi, and Brandon Cruz, Montsevice, and Joel Wood. All 4 of those vehicles did get their laps back. So we only have now 1 car that's a lap down and 1 car that's out of the race, which would be McFadden. So that worked out well for these guys. They got their laps back. They did exactly what they needed to do after their pit stops, and they are now back on the lead lap. They got to come around to the back of the field, and it's a new race for these guys.
New race for these guys. Indeed, Michael Churchman trying to get around that 08 of Dan S. Bailey. Here he goes, the inside pole sitter. Extremely fast here tonight. This is for the 4th position. He's going to try to get around Dan S. Bailey. I believe he'll be able to do it. The 88 is down there, and he's going to try to get inside Nicholas Doucette, and he clears Dan Bailey, so give that position the 88. Dan Bailey trying to resurge on the outside. He's going to battle back. Michael Churchman doesn't want any of it, but he can't have really an option because here comes the 08 on his outside. The 08 doing all he can to try to clear that 88. We know that Churchman's fast. We know that usually Dan Bailey's fast. Haven't seen a whole lot of him tonight, but he's starting to show his stuff late in the race. And Hillbush, as this race continues on, these guys, we're going to start seeing a lot more comers and goers, and Dan S. Bailey is just one of them.
Another comer has been that Ryan Borges in that 32 truck. 2 tires that last pit stop. He was currently, he scored 6th last time by at the stripe as he's underneath the 50 right now in turn 3. All of these top 10 trucks have been in great battles the last couple of laps, at least since the restart. And you're definitely seeing the shuffle start to happen now. These guys who are kind of sitting back and just letting the race play out, they know it's getting ready to be go time, and they want to put their trucks in a position where they could go from. But now Nathan Sedlak making a move underneath Borges in the 35 machine.
Those are teammates racing there for positions that 35 machine thought about, didn't make a move. You actually have 3 teammates right in a row there. The 35, 20, 32, and 20, they're all sitting there right in 7th through 9th. And right now, the leaders are really close to each other, but you got to look back here also at the battle for 10th right now. That's between John Pansula and Colton Berkey on the outside. Pansula is trying to get it done. We saw Pansula involved in one of the earlier wrecks. He got his truck quick repair. Now he's still out there battling on the outside, trying to get it done. Colton Berkey is keeping his truck safely on the bottom line, and John Pansula is getting right up against the wall as he tries to think about getting it around the Colton Berkey entry. And Carl, we've really seen Colton Berkey fade in this race. He's racing for 10th and 11th now, but it wasn't too long ago. He was up there battling for the lead.
Yeah, we did see the 81 of Colton Berkey in the track slip machine. He was sitting up there. I think he did get up and actually lead a couple of laps here early on, but yeah, he did fade back. But if you take a look now, you got the number 62 here of William Hale. He looked like he is making a resurge back to the front after that incident he just had there. He got the truck fixed. The truck looks great. He is back on it again. He has moved himself all the way back up here now to the 11th position after getting into the wall, going down a lap, getting his lap back, and now racing back from the back of this field.
William Hale did an impressive job here, and speaking of impressive jobs, Nicholas Doucette caught up to the leader as he's going to try to find his way around him. He was one of the original fast guys, and so it won't be too long before we see him get up there and shake it up. Speaking of shaking it up, William Hale should be doing the same thing, but for now we're going to keep our eyes on the tight battle right now for about the 6th position. Dan S. Bailey and the 32 of Ryan Borges. Here comes Ryan Borges to the inside. He's going to try to get around Bailey. This will give him the 6th position if he can complete it, Aaron.
Yep, Borges wasn't quite there at the stripe, but he's going to have, I think, the preferred line going into 1 here. We have to see if Sedlak goes with him. I think he probably would. Borges now, he's at the door. He's got to get half a truck, but the 08, well, they're going to be very close coming off of 2. Almost had contact there. Borges, with that very tight setup, slid up the racetrack, could not quite get it done. And the 08 truck of Dan Bailey, with the momentum off the turn, will retain that position. Borges got to look underneath again going into 3, but with this tighter setup, and remember, he's on those 2 tires, it's, he's doing the best he can to hold it down there. He's going to try again this lap.
Side by side, Ryan Borges and Dan S. Bailey, and Carl, you got that battle.
Yeah, just watching here, Nathan Sedlak now, he has joined this mix. He's gotten up on the back bumper of the 32 of Ryan Borges and was giving him a push down the straightaway there, trying to get him up and around the 08 of Bailey. No good. One truck looks like he got up there, just kind of brushed the wall a little bit there. No damage done, no harm, no foul. He has brought it back down to the inside of the racetrack. Now, I don't know exactly who it was. Going to have to see if I can get back there and take a look to see who just brushed the wall. But didn't hit it very hard, just enough to maybe scrape a little bit of paint off there. But yeah, that was a very, very close call. I'm trying to see if I can find. I think it might have been Colton Berkey who brushed the outside wall there just barely and brought it straight back down across the track in front of everybody. But no damage, no harm, no foul.
So no damage, no harm, no foul, like Carl said, and he'll continue on racing just like everyone else right now. Just about 35 laps to go here from Michigan.
Oh, we got trouble in the back. Trouble in the back.
Big
trouble on
trouble,
the
big
backstretch.
trouble.
Big trouble. We have the big one. The 01 has damage. That's the first time I've seen the damage. So I'm going to go see what happened with John Pansula. And it all starts with that 81 we were just talking about, Colton Berkey. Colton Berkey got tight coming off the corner, and the 01 just dipped into his quarter panel, and that just turned the 81 around. The 81 kept it in the wall. John Pansula kept it going straight. It was just those two machines, so just a two-car wreck there. And that brought out the cautions. You guys see the replay.
Saw one truck here, looks like he kind of went down to the inside. He did go to the inside, hit the inside wall really, really hard there. He saw what was going on up ahead of him and let off it. I think it looked like he just got nailed in the rear end and turned him dead left, straight down across the inside into the inside wall, hit it hard. And but as far as John Pansula truck, junk. That thing is garbage right now. The whole front of that truck is destroyed after getting crushed to the outside wall there by the 81 of Colton Berkey.
So tough break there for John Pansula. He seemed to have a really strong vehicle there. And, man, and Colton Berkey too. Just everyone there had a bunch of tough breaks. And in a race that hasn't seen a lot of cautions, the caution beast might veer its ugly face now as we get right into this race. It usually happens, and this is about the time for it. And, Aaron, do you think we're going to continue to see these cautions?
I would say I don't think that's the last one we're going to see, as the entire field is going to be coming out pit road now, and what a break for those guys who got their lap back on that last yellow. Now they have a chance to come down here, get tires, get gas, and be on an equal playing field with everybody else. It's almost like restarting the event with 30 some laps to go.
So that will be very interesting here, and everyone's coming out pit road, getting their tires, getting the repairs, and we're going to probably see a whole lot of 4-tire stops here as everyone's getting down and away. The first car off pit road is going to be the number, it's a 3-wide drag race off pit road between the 50, 32, and 08, and the 32 got it by barely a nose. First car off pit road was Michael Churchma. Actually, no, Dustin Loynes and Dale Atkins didn't pit to the leaders, but first car on new tires is Michael Churchma. And Carl, I hear you're trying to dial up the in-race reporter once again to hear his opinion on what all went down.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can find him here one more time. He don't have the channel on here for some reason.
These radios can be weird sometimes, folks. I apologize, but I'm sure we'll find the channel. And I think Carl just found the channel.
James Brown, this is Carl up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, copy loud and clear, Carl.
Now, how's the race been going for you out there?
Oh, pretty good. We're just kind of sitting back and waiting for about 20 to go or so, and hopefully I'm up towards the front, and we'll see what this thing's got.
All that action there happened behind you, so you didn't get too good of a view of it. Just glad you were able to not be in it. Don't need to be crumpling up the 00 truck today. But how's the truck handling? We noticing any kind of differences in the handling as the race goes on, or is it pretty much staying the same as what it was at the beginning of the race?
Actually, it's good, and then goes to okay, and then comes back. And it's I think tire management is going to play a big part. That's what I'm trying to do, is just trying to conserve and see if we got anything left towards the end.
So, James, do you think you have a truck that could win possibly if everything falls in your favor?
I wouldn't want to venture that far to say that, but I don't see any problem with getting into the top 5. I can do that.
All right, James, and we inch closer and closer to the big Cora Chase coming up here. What's your plans with the Cora Chase? Do you think you could you're a very consistent finisher here in the Cora Racing Series. Do you think you could possibly win the championship on consistency?
Well, first of all, I got to get into the top 12. So I've got, 4 or 5 races to do that. And yeah, just want to stay consistent.
All right, James. Well, pleasure talking to you. I'll let you go catch up with the crew and hopefully talk to you later on.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
No problem. That was James Brown and the number 00 car. And Hillbush, he seems to be very, very content with running consistent right now.
Yep, consistency is what could always pay off in the end. You're running for a championship. Winning an event isn't going to do you any good if you're crashing out of the next one. It's about those consistent finishes, being there week in and week out. Now, for this restart, I'm looking at 22 cars on the lead lap. I'm looking at, 22 trucks on the lead lap. Looking at a lot of trucks that are in pretty good condition, with the exception of the one that's going to be starting at first right now, the 95 truck of Dale Atkins. He's got a bit of a cave in there, so it's going to be very interesting here to see can one truck with a caved in rear end to hold off 21 other beasts who are ready to go with about 31 laps left in this event.
I think he's going to be a moving chicane out on the racetrack, to be honest with you. He didn't go in and take tires, neither did Dustin Loynes. These two drivers decided to stay out this pit stop here. These guys are going to be running around here on used tires, while these fast trucks, you got Michael Churchman, he's sitting back there in the third position. Damon Gilbert, George Bark, Nicholas Doucette sitting right back there. I mean, these guys are fast. We've seen them early on in this race be fast, and we know that Dale Atkins, and Dustin Loynes, they want to get up here in the front of the field, and they kind of figured maybe this is a good way to do it. But I think they're just going to be moving chicanes out there in the racetrack right now. They're going to be in the way, and you know what they say, cautions breed cautions, and let's hope that we can get through this.
All right, everyone, big one alert. Watch out. Moving chicanes 9 out of 10 times do end in caution, but maybe they'll surprise us, although I don't think they can be too fast on such a speed-dependent track with old tires. We're about to find out, though. Pace car leads him down through turn number 3 and 4. The Kentucky car is about to lead him down to the flag stand. Dale Atkins in the 95. He's really backing up away from the pace car. I think he might be doing something sneaky here. We're about to find out. Dale Atkins in the 95 hanging way back, way back. Pace car's down away. Dale Atkins jumps the restart, sort of, maybe, no, checks up. And now he's going. Dale Atkins with a funky restart there, but hey, it worked out. He's down and away, and he's pulling away from these guys right now. And Carl, great restart and battle for second. Churchman already picking off a guy with old tires.
Well, I'm kind of interested to see here now if what race control is going to say about that, because they frown on those kind of restarts. See if they leave him alone. See if they let Dale stay up here in the lead, or if he gets a black flag for that, because they do frown on them kind of restarts. He kind of took off there, then slowed back down, and then nailed it. And just trying to fake out everybody else. But, that's exactly what they don't need. They don't need somebody doing that kind of stuff and causing a caution as they go 4 wide down the back stretch, or the front stretch here, excuse me. Back here in the field, probably around about 8th, 9th position. They were 3 or 4 wide for a moment.
Oh, that was intense, Carl, and Dale gets like out now to double file just between the 51 of Nicholas Doucette and the 40 of Dustin Loynes. Doucette on the new tires on the inside, trying to get around Loynes in the DeWalt car, and he's going to try to just find a way around him right now. Should update you. Battle for the lead. Michael Churchman, the inside 88 gun, tried to find a way around the 95 of Dale Atkins. Shouldn't be too difficult. Here he comes to the inside. Michael Churchman is clear. 95 going way up the racetrack.
I hear the freight train coming.
And Dale Atkins is black flagged for jumping the restart. So, Aaron, he just took too close of a call, and it's not going to pay off.
No, unfortunately for Dale, he's going to have to get that thing down to the inside somehow. He's only going to get about four more laps to do it. And there's just a freight train underneath him. So he's over the radio right now yelling for people, make a hole, make a hole. But when you got less than 30 laps to go here in a fixed setup event, don't expect these guys to move over for you.
There's no hole to be made. But yeah, I kind of called that one. I kind of figured that race control was going to kind of frown on that restart there, because that is kind of a dangerous restart. You get everybody expecting you're going because you held back. They figure, oh, he's going to try to get a jump. Then he does go a little bit, then lets off of it, then nails it. That just kind of bottlenecked everybody up. And that could have been very, very bad there at the restart of this race, especially with a truck with bad tires and damage. That's just something you cannot do out there.
So Dale Atkins is still trying to find a hole here, and he's not having any luck. He's still stuck on the south side. I don't understand why he's continued racing with everyone if he needs to get down. He should just let all these guys pass him instead of trying to pass them. He's on the older tires. He's not going to be quicker, and I think he might just be letting that happen now. I think he's arguing with race control about his penalty. I think he's really trying to get out of it, although the number 95 of Dale Adkins really does not want to serve that penalty here, as we're closing in on just 25 laps to go. I don't think race control is going to put up with him arguing too much longer before he might get his chat disabled.
Yeah, he'll get his chat disabled first. Once they do that, if he still doesn't get off the track, he will be removed from the server, which will be disqualification. And that's something you don't want to do. You want to just go down, serve your penalty, and work it out after the race is over. Because there's, once race control.
Right behind him, the 62 of William Hale up the track. He's in the outside wall, caution out, and that was a wreck that caught in the corner of my eye. I didn't see the whole thing, but now I do. Aaron, do you have an update on that wreck?
Looks like the 95 truck was just trying to get down there. He didn't really have a hole, but you only get so many laps of being black flagged before they will disqualify you. It looks like when he came down, it just bottlenecked up a bunch of trucks, and a few of them went around in the back. 62 truck was involved again. That's I'm not sure if he has a quick repair left or not for William Hale, but that's a tough break for him.
And just as that happens there, Dale Atkins had his black flag cleared. So his lobby in there with race control must have made them change their mind, because they did clear his black flag. But I think he was at the point where he did have to get down there and serve the black flag before he was disqualified from the race, and they stopped counting his laps. So, yeah, unfortunate. Maybe he should have just heated the black flag in the first place, and none of this would have happened, because he did chop down right in front of one of the other trucks there, and it just bottlenecked him right behind him, and it was on from there.
So that's what happened there, folks. We have just 25 laps to go in the Cora Sunday Night Series Michigan 100 with the trucks here. We're going to take this caution flag as our opportunity to get our last little break in here. We're going to send it to commercial. We'll see you on the under end until the finish.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here live with the Cora Sunday Mine Series reporting from Michigan. We're about to take you green to the finish there, just 1 to green here, and we're in for a good one here. And Carl, we've been saying it all race, it's about to go down.
Yeah, this is going to get exciting here now towards the end of this race. You got drivers, you got Michael Churchma, George Barks, Damon Gilbert, Dustin Lee, Nicholas Doucette, Ryan Borges sitting up here in 6th position, Nathan Sedlec, our points leader sitting here in 7th position. David Winks has moved his way up into this field and made it up here to the 8th position. Colton Berkey, he is back up here to 9th. James Brown, the CEO of Cora, sitting here in the 10th position. So lots of good drivers up here in the front. Plus you got some of these drivers that we saw up here in the front earlier, such as William Hale. He's sitting back here in the 14th position right now. Dustin Loins in the 40 truck, he's sitting back here in the 16th position. Brandon Cruz Montevise, early on, lots of damage, still sitting here in the 17th position. Got his lap back early on in this race in a previous caution. Brandon Cruz Montevise in the Small Town Computers machine. He is looking stout. Good chance, anybody right now in this top, pretty much top 21 drivers that are on the lead lap has a chance.
Pace car down the way, field in the hands of Michael Churchma. The green flag is about to wave. Here it is, green flag in the air. Michael Churchma, another great restart. George Barks was outside, couldn't do much about it. So now it's going to be about 20 laps to go, and it's George Barks going to be in second, trying to chase down Michael Churchma, who is in the lead. And Aaron, there's a good battle going on right now for about the 5th position.
Yeah, 5th position actually was snagged by Ryan Borges on that restart. From there on back, it is side-by-side racing. The 51 truck of Nicholas Doucette underneath the 20 machine of David Wink for 6th. And Sedlec right there. Who's he going to go with? He's looking for the preferred line. It looks like the 51 is going to clear him. No, the 20 truck is going to stay right there, and they're going to still be side by side as they go back down past the start-finish line. At the line, the 20 truck of David Wink still retains that position. It's allowing the top 5 to escape a little bit as they're going to be still side by side into 1 and 2.
A great job there by those guys. On the outside goes Nathan Sedlec. Sedlec's going to follow his teammate David Wink. George Bark gets way squirrely, and he gets freight trained by everyone. David Wink had to make an evasive move to get by him, and here he goes to the low side. Here comes David Wink in the 20. He's going to try to get around George Bark, and this is to the inside of him. Can he clear him? That's the real question here, and yes, he does barely. Will he come up? Yes, he will. So give that position to David Wink. From 2nd all the way back to 8th will go the George Bark entry. And now in front of these guys, there is a lot of battling going on between the top few, because Ryan Borges is trying to find a way around that number 67 to Damon Gilbert. And late in this race, he's really starting to show his stuff here, Carl.
Yep, and right now Michael Churchma is our leader. He has got Dustin Lee by about 0.2 of a second. Looking to Dustin Lee's inside right now is Damon Gilbert. Damon Gilbert looking racy here towards the end of this race. And he thinks better of that. He's going to bring it back up in line. But Michael Churchma looking strong here towards the end of this race. And I believe that was your call at the beginning of this race. You said Michael Churchma had the truck beat, right?
I did say that. I predicted Michael Churchma would win in his Vortex, aka Storm Motorsports machine. So this is not too surprising to me, although he is having a lot more challenges than I thought, because Dustin Lee is right there in his mirror. Dustin Lee fresh off a Cora win not too long ago at Daytona, and now Dustin Lee wants to back it up with another one, although he hits the wall, scratches it, just scraped the paint right off the right side of that car. Nothing too major, and he'll continue soldiering on. Bigger issues for Ryan Borges. I believe he slammed that wall because he has some significant right side damage. Did you see what happened to him, Aaron?
Yeah, he just pushed up a little bit too much there, coming off of turn 2, and just caught the wall, killed his momentum. Borges was making some daring moves to the outside, looking to try and take 3rd position. And while the truck doesn't look to have a whole lot of damage, it definitely does have some scrapes down the side now. And it just completely killed his momentum. It dropped him right back into that 2nd pack. And he is now in the clutches of the 20 truck of David Wink.
It's a good thing that he barely hit that wall, because he hit the wall, but the pieces of the wall are easily replaceable, so it's not that big of a deal, so they can fix that wall right up. Although on the outside, David Wink is trying to race his teammate right now, Nathan Sedlec. Nathan Sedlec on the inside is battling nice and hard with the number 20 of David Wink. And Carl, as we watch this battle continue on, this battle is for good points here. Nathan Sedlec needs these points. And the 62 I'm hearing, the 00, big battle going on here. The 62 on the inside getting real close to James Brown. He just wants to get by him, and we know he's a fast truck, Carl, just he doesn't have a lot of time.
He's running out of time quickly here, William Hale, that is, as James Brown is looking back to his inside, just about clips the rear quarter panel there of 62 of William Hale. James Brown, they just about got together there. Whew, that was close. And now taking a look down to the inside is the 51, of Nicholas Doucette. He is taking a look down to the inside of the 00, James Brown. James Brown slams the door on him. Nothing doing there. Not able to do it, but one more time he's going to take another hard drive down to the bottom, and James is going to be able to bring it back down. So James Brown doing good, trying to hold on to 11th position.
Big Hornets nest up here for about the 5th position. David Wunk on the outside of Colton Berkey. He's being pushed by George Bark in the 42, and right behind that, Salicardi is looking to make a move. So a whole lot of trucks, not a whole lot of space, and David Wunk on the outside wants to get it done. Here he comes in the 20 machine. Can he get around the 81 of Berkey? No, he does not get the run he needs, and Berkey has a good run. But even better run is Salicardi. Where will Salicardi go? He's going to push Colton Berkey. Colton Berkey being pushed down the front stretch. This looks like Talladega. They're two-car tandeming down here, Aaron.
You got to be real careful going into one because this is not Talladega. You do have to let off here a little bit, and they do. They get some separation, but wow, the 81 and 20, you couldn't get a sliver of paper between those two trucks. As now Sal slides up behind them, and they manage to get a single file for just a straightaway. One thing I did notice, all this action, that's allowing Borges and the 35 truck of Sedlak to get away from these two, or this group a little bit. Will they have enough laps to reel in this top three? I'm not sure. We're coming down. There's only going to be about 14 to go or so right now this time by. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here, and we do have a battle for the lead.
I'll tell you what's going to happen up here. The battle for this lead is exactly what I was going to tell you about. These guys are going to start fighting up here for the lead position, and it's going to cause this second pack to be able to bunch right back up with them. So Nathan Sedlak and Ryan Borges, they are not out of this by any means, because as soon as these guys start battling, it's going to slow them up. Going into these turns, they're going to have to be a lot more careful around each other, but they're going to go single file one more time before this is all over. I think we're going to see that second pack going to get right back up here with these guys, and we're going to see a great race to the end.
Dustin Lee looking left, looking right, goes right to the outside, goes Dustin Lee. He wants to make a pass. Churchman blocks the door. He says no. Do not pass me on the outside, but that leaves the inside vulnerable. The 50 cannot make a move, though, so the 88 holds on for one more lap. Although that 88 on lap 88, I do not believe he can hold him off much longer. Dustin Lee and his partner in crime, Damon Gilbert, seem a lot faster right now. It'll be hard, but right now all the fans are on their feet. You know the fans love the number 88 here at Michigan, and they're getting ready to watch a very exciting Cora Sunday Money battle between Michael Churchwell, Dustin Lee, Damon Gilbert, and whoever can catch up, because Nathan Sedlak's coming on hard right now. He's catching these leaders fast.
Yeah, I think Michael Churchman's looking in the rearview mirror more than he's looking out that windshield there, trying to find out where Dustin Lee is going to go next, and he is just going to try to make that truck as wide as he possibly can as we come down to 10 laps to go in this race. We're still seeing Michael Churchman up here on the lead, Dustin Lee, Damon Gilbert right here in third position, waiting to pounce, waiting for one of these guys to make a mistake, see if he can get up here and take the lead and win this race.
Yeah, right now Dustin Lee looking in the mirror, and he sees his teammate, so he's not that worried, but he needs to get around Michael Churchman. Churchman knows how to drive. He's done it before in Cora. It's been a while, though. He hasn't won yet this season, and he didn't win much last season. It's been a long time. Can he, just like the real-life 88 Dale Jr., can he end his streak at Michigan? We're about to find out, folks. They have 11 laps to go here, and Aaron, this battle for the lead's heating up.
Oh, it sure is. Just 2 or 3 laps to go. That second pack. Oh, there's the contact between the 39 and the 20. The 20 goes way up the hill. David Wink managed to gather it up. He's going to lose at least 2 positions as the 42 truck's going to get around him as well. George Park's going to make that pass work. But this second pack, they managed to get back single file. But just a few laps to go, there was some action. Borges slipped from 4th to 6th, and in just that short period of time, they lost a ton of track to the leaders. I do not know if they're going to have enough time to catch them now. This might just turn into a 3-car race.
The 3-car race out front, 10 laps to go from Michigan. The Irish Hills of Michigan have been hot all day, and it's about to get a whole lot hotter as these guys are about to battle it out here. And the 88 of Michael Churchma is out front. He wants to win bad, we know it, but the guys behind him, Dustin Lee's tasted victory this season. He wants to taste it again. The 67 of Damon Gilbert, he's tasted it before too, and he wants to get there again. This is 3 drivers, 3 different stories, and coming to 9 laps to go of exciting action here, Carl.
And just kind of keeping an eye out here on that 4th place machine there of the 35 Nathan Sedlak. He has actually closed in a little bit here on these guys. I don't know if he's got enough time, but he does have Colton Berkey back there pushing him down the straightaways. So let's see if Nathan Sedlak is going to be able to get up here and get in here and race for this lead right now, because we are, like I said, winding down quickly with 8 to go. It's going to get interesting.
Yeah, and remember, he's closing in fast. He's closing in about half a tenth a lap. That's not quite enough time. He needs to get about a tenth a lap from this point on, and that might not even be enough because he still has to pass 3 trucks, but anything can happen in Michigan. Here they come, 8 laps to go. Dustin Lee getting more aggressive. He has a good run. Where will he go with it? Well, he'll go to the outside of Churchma. Churchma throws the block, and he's going to cross him over. Think about it, and he gets loose, so he will not be able to make the move, but he dives it into 1, trying to get underneath Churchma, and they all hang on to it. Dustin Lee, though, did not get a good move there, and now he'll still be he'll still be maintained in the 2nd position right here as he sits behind the 88. Now his teammate looks about going underneath him, Hillbush.
This is a great battle for the lead. I hope these 3 could stay off each other. I'd hate to see somebody get turned here, but the 50 truck, he had a shot at getting underneath Church. We're going into 1 the last lap there, but there's just no grip down there. You try to get the truck to go down there, and it just won't stick. You'll end up sliding up and taking a guy out. So I think he did the smart thing. He rolled out of it just a little bit, managed to slide right up in the hole, but now that patience is going to pay off because he's getting right back on the Churchman's bumper here, and with just 7 to go, he's got to make a move. He's got to make it soon, Pete.
This will be exciting to see when and where he will make his move. Number 50 of Dustin Lee. He knows he has a faster truck. He just does not know where to go with it. Through 3 and 4, he usually gets a lot better run than Churchman. Will he this time? They're back on the gas, and it appears as though Churchman leads him off the corner, but Dustin Lee got a good run. Will he get the draft down the front stretch? 6 laps to go here from Michigan, Carl, and this is about to get exciting.
Getting very exciting, and don't look now, but here comes Nathan Sedlak. Like I said, he has dropped it down now to 7/10 of a second back off of these leaders, so he is reeling them in. Does he have enough time? Is he going to catch the draft here off the back of Damon Gilbert to be able to get up here and race these guys for the lead? I don't know if he's going to have the time, but he is really, really trying. He is pushing that truck for all it's worth.
Here they come through turn 3 and 4. The 50 right there on his bumper. Will he dive in there? He did not have enough time to make a move. So the 50 is going to maintain in 2nd, but he's going to get a better run off of turn number 4 than the 88. He goes to the inside. Churchman didn't have enough time to block. Never mind, he does. Churchman goes to the block, but it's too late. 50 to the inside into the grass, and Churchman blocks him. Churchman cuts him off. 5 laps to go from Michigan, and these guys are going at it for the win. This is going to be a brawl here in a minute, and the 50 truck just can't get underneath Churchman. Churchman's very strategically blocking him, Aaron.
This is it, P. This is it. You need to go now. There may be 5 laps to go in this race, but if something happens to that 2nd pack and the caution flag comes out, this race could be over. So you really need to be the first truck out front right now. And I've been watching that 2nd pack. It has been getting very, very dicey back there for about 7th on back. You can't wait until the last lap to make your move. You need to make a move as soon as you possibly can.
So right now, with 4 laps to go, we still have the number 88 of Michael Churchma in the lead. Dustin Lee tried to yeet him, but he got himself loose in the process and couldn't quite do it. The 67 in the end, outside wall. He hit the wall, and Sedlak's going to go by him. Where did Nathan Sedlak come from? Give the 35 the 3rd position. Does he have enough time to catch the leaders, Carl?
One more time, Dustin Lee is going to make another run here on the 88 machine of Michael Churchma. Is he going to be able to get this pass done? No, he's not. Michael Churchma is doing everything he has to do to keep out here in the front of the lead. As you see him just wherever Dustin Lee's truck goes, Michael Churchma is doing the exact same thing. He's just shadowing him back and forth across this racetrack. Dustin Lee has got to be getting aggravated out there. There is nothing he can do to get around him. He has got to try to set him up for a pass, and it's really hard to do when you got somebody like Michael Churchma out here in the lead who really, really wants this win. Like you said, he hasn't had very much luck this season. He is looking to turn that around right now, and Michael Churchma out in the lead.
And right now, as Nathan Sedlak looks into his eyes, he's trying to catch these leaders. There's just not quite enough time unless something happens between the two. The 50 starting to use the bumper. The flagman's holding 2 flags in the air, indicating 2 laps to go here from Michigan. They're coming out of turn number 4. The 50 has a run. Where will he go? That Churchma blocks him once again. He cannot find a lane. Churchma, he's going to go low on Churchma. Churchma throws the block. He's going to go high, and Churchma's there. He just cannot clear him, Hillbush.
Oh man, he's going to have to use that bumper. He's going to be 2 of them now. He's looking high on the outside of 1 feet. He's going to come down back across the bumper here. Now I think he's going to set him up for one more shot at it. He's going to use the high side. He's going to use that little bit of banking, get a big run down the back straightaway, pull that draft. And by the time he comes around the start-finish line, he's going to be there for one more try at it in the tri-oval.
Here they come through turns 3 and 4. For the second to last time, Nathan Sedlak's caught him. Who's going to take home the checkered flag for Michigan? White flag into the air, 1 lap to go here from the Michigan International Speedway. 3-man battle for the win. Michael Churchma trying to hold on. 50 to the inside. No, Churchma's still there, and he's going to try to go outside, but Churchma throws yet another block. When and where will the move be made? The 50 uses the bumper. The 88 holds on. The 50 might have just used his one opportunity there, because here comes Nathan Sedlak.
Here comes Sedlak.
Second. Oh, 50 into the wall.
50 into the wall hard.
35 to the bottom. Here he comes. 35 has to make up a whole lot of ground in not a whole lot of time. Nathan Sedlak wants to get to the 88. Will he get a good run off of 4? It's all going to come down to that. The 35 with a huge run. Where and when will he make his move? He's going to jump to the outside. He's outside of Churchma. This is going to be a drag race down to the start-finish line. Who will it be? And it's going to be Churchma by a bumper.
What an exciting finish to that night, but Churchma just beat him out by 18/100ths of a second. Unbelievable. Nathan Sedlak came from over a second back. Nathan Sedlak drove that truck up and got her up there to second place. Great driving by Nathan Sedlak.
What a great race, and oh my goodness, before we go to commercial, Aaron, do you have any thoughts?
That's why he's your points leader right there, guys. That was absolutely amazing. For him to be able to come back from that deficit, I mean, we knew he had an outside shot. We saw him lurking, but that last lap was absolutely amazing. If he had one more lap, I think he had this race.
All right, folks, well, we're going to talk to your top 3 and more, but when we come back from this commercial break, well, we're going to send a commercial here, folks, so we can gather our thoughts after this amazing finish. Vortex Racing 1-2 finish. See you on the other side. All right, you're back live here on LSR TV after an incredible finish in the Cora Sunday Money Series, and Aaron's caught up on pit road with Dustin Lee.
Dustin Lee, you put on an amazing show tonight. Those last couple of laps were very, very exciting to watch. Not the finish that you were looking for. We really thought you had a shot at maybe getting around Churchman there at the end, but a hard-charging Sedlak kind of slipped by too. What was going on in your mind in that last couple of laps there? Were you getting frustrated with all the blocking Churchman was doing?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's a bunch of opportunities I could have took there, but I don't know if it'll really benefit either one of us. But yeah, I was trying everything I could, just to be as clean as I could too as well, and just, kind of messed it up there going into 1 and 2 on the last lap, and Sedlak got past me. I ended up scraping the wall, but yeah, all in all, good finish, good run.
Yeah, top 3 definitely helps with the points and towards the championship hopes. How do you think your odds are looking for the core championship season?
I think they're looking pretty good. If I can just get over the string of bad luck I've been having, this definitely helps right here. I definitely think I have a shot at it.
And that was a pretty grueling event. You guys didn't have that many yellows. There's a lot of long green flag runs where you guys had to worry about green flag pit stops and everything else. Did you get to go through with your initial strategy for this event, or did how the race shape up make you change your plans on the fly?
Kind of messed it up there for a bit. We're gonna make it on one stop there, or one green flag stop, and just didn't really have the opportunity to do that with all the cautions, especially late race there. So.
All right, Dustin, before we let you go, I'd just like to give you an opportunity to thank any sponsors, teams, friends, family, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to. Go nuts.
Yeah, just like thank our sponsor, Olive Hill Welding, and you guys for putting this broadcast on. It's fun to race every week.
All right, Dustin, thank you very much. Third place is a great job. That was a very exciting race to watch, and looking forward to seeing and hopefully talking to you on the podium again soon.
Yeah, well, thank you.
So that was third place finisher tonight, Dustin Lee. Carl's caught up a little bit more down pit road with has to be disappointing Nathan Sedlak.
I don't know how disappointed he is, but Nathan Sedlak proved why he is the defending champion right now. Nathan, great race today, buddy. Was pulling for you there towards the end of the race. I knew you had something for him. What were your thoughts coming down there in the last lap of this race?
That was pretty insane, that's for sure. I don't know if I'm too disappointed with not getting him. It's good that Mike got a win finally. It's been a long season for him. But I don't know, heck of a run there. I don't know how I did. I thought early in the race that we got called out on pit strategy and we were going to have long green flag runs and we were done for if that was the case. So we got late cautions, but there at the end, I knew I had the car. I could save more tires than everybody. I don't know how. I knew that they had taken 2, and I just backed out early in 3 every time, and I could really pull everybody in 4 and just work my way up there. I knew I had just enough time, but that's pretty nuts going outside of Mike. I let off early in 3 and really powered into it, and I was not going to let go of that throttle. I kept it to the floor the whole time. I wasn't letting go. So good race, and no better way to finish than that.
Well, about 10 laps to go, you were about a second and a half back from the leaders, and you just closed in. I'm sure just waiting to pounce on the opportunity in case somebody made a mistake, and sure enough, Dustin Lee got up there and scraped that wall. What were your thoughts there? Because I seen you had to make some evasive actions there when Dustin hit the wall. You had to dive it down. What were your thoughts going through that?
Yeah, again, it's just one of those things in that moment, you're throttled down, and I saw him sliding up. I knew he was going to get up there. I could tell by the way he was exiting the corner that it was going to be a little too much there at the end. So, just trying to get down there, get out of the way, but then get back up behind Mike so that if there was any draft to be had, I'd be able to get it and get that run on him.
Well, looking forward now here to Talladega next week in the trucks. It's going to be an open race. You have your setup all ready to go. You got a good setup for the Super Speedway at Talladega.
Yeah, and I think everybody does all around. Everybody loves running a truck at Talladega. I'm not a big fan of the tandem, but like I said, everybody runs there. We all enjoy it when we're out there together. So it's one of those things, and it can be a crapshoot. Guys really trying hard, we're getting down in races here, so the countdown is on until we hit the chase, and guys trying to get in and different things like that. So it's going to be a tough race, and it's always, you never know where you're going to finish there, but I enjoy it there, and we'll take her easy, and then we'll finish good at the end, and hopefully have a good night. But definitely a good set.
Well, you're still sitting up there as our points leader going into Talladega. Nicholas Doucette sitting there in second place. What are your outlook here towards the end of the season? Do you think you have a good chance of finishing this season off and being the points champion for 2 years in a row?
Yeah, we're definitely trying to defend that championship. That's for sure. We're not going anywhere with that. I got a pretty good lead on Nicholas, so now it's about just trying to get wins. There's a couple guys in there that got 2 wins, so when we reseed everything and we go back to the chase there, it could affect me there. So right now we're trying to get wins. We're going as hard as we can, and that's what we need right now, wins. We got the points. We're going to make it in, and let's just go win some races.
Well, I know you're wanting to get down here and celebrate with your crew on the second place finish. Any shout-outs? Any special thank yous you want to give out tonight?
Big shout out to my man Mike over there, man. Good win for him. It's awesome to see him get one. Like I said, he said a rough go of it. Big thanks to Kevin. Big thanks to the Cora guys. The set they provided us this week, we could do some things with it. We could move around. We could, there was good, there was bad. It was a real good set. They did a lot of hard work on that, and they provided us with a good race, good set. Worked out real good. Always the guys at Storm, and my boys over at RPM Motorsports also.
That's second place, Nathan Sedlak. Congratulations on your second place, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys, and meanwhile, I'm down here in Victory Lane, and boy, this is an excited crew of Michael Churchma. We're in Season 5, and to give you an idea, Michael Churchma has gone winless through the first half of Season 5, all through Season 4. We had to go back to Season 3 to find a time when Michael Churchma won. And Michael, it's been a long time coming, but you finally find your way back into Victory Lane at Cora. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, it's great being in Victory Lane, and yeah, it's definitely been a while, and yeah, definitely been waiting for this one, and yeah, words can't express what it means to be back in Victory Lane again.
Well, Michael, what was going through your mind? The last lap, you saw Lee hit the wall after you did an amazing job holding him off for all those laps, and then you see your teammate Nathan Sedlak in your mirror coming like a storm. You got a little bit tight off of 4, I believe, and it just let Sedlak get a huge one. What did you think whenever your spotter said car outside?
Yeah, on that last run there, we came in pit. I took only right side tires, and the rest of my teammates actually took 4, and I seen Lee push up out of 4, and I also did the same thing, and I was like, oh my god, here comes my teammate, and he come to the outside, and I had my foot up in the radiator, that's for sure, and held him off for a win. So
definitely exciting finish, Michael. And hey, into the chase. You've missed a race, but you're back up in the top 10. I'm pretty sure after this race you're going to be firmly in the top 10. Is your goal to unveil your teammate as champion and take home your first ever Cora Series championship?
I'm going to do anything I can to try to do that, and I've tried every season, and I've come close, but not close enough. But I'm gonna try it really hard, and see what happens.
Are you excited heading into next week, the open race at Talladega with the truck? Do you think you and your teammates will have something good for that?
Yep. As hard as me and my teammates work on sets and stuff, I think we'll have something pretty good for them when it comes to Talladega. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Mike. Well, I can tell you're really excited. The whole crew's down here partying. I'm gonna let you go party with them, Mike. But before I can, who do you want to thank? Who makes it happen for you in the number 88 crew?
I want to give a shout out to all my teammates. They work really hard on sets along with me. Nathan Sedlak, David Wank, Ryan Borges, and it looks like we all finished in the top 10 tonight, so that'll be a good finish for all of us. and Storm Motorsports for taking me on board again this season, and Cora. They always put a good showing on, and along with you guys, LSR TV, you guys do a great job also.
All right, well, that was Michael Churchma, just like the real life 88, end of the streak at Michigan. Congratulations.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see you at Dega.
All right, so guys, what a race we saw. And Carl, I'm going to start with you. What a finish we saw. That's a finish that will definitely stay in my memory for quite some time.
Oh, absolutely. I called it though. I saw Nathan coming, man, and he just had a full head of steam there, and he just had to catch him. Once he did, whew. Well, you guys saw it. That was a tremendous finish there. I was watching Michael Churchman out here doing his donuts and hitting the inside wall, trying to get some dents in that truck, because I think that truck went pretty much clean that entire race there without any dents at all, without any marks. But he just ran into the inside wall doing his donuts. But exciting race. That was exactly what we were thinking was going to happen. And yeah, Cora just put on a great show tonight.
And now down to Aaron. Aaron, in your second ever broadcast in your broadcasting career, we sure brought you up for one hell of a broadcast. How did you enjoy it, and what do you think of that awesome finish?
Oh, I always enjoy coming around for the Sunday Monday series. It's a great opportunity to watch exciting racing, and getting to actually be up here in the broadcast tower is such a unique perspective. I always have a blast, and these guys put on a tremendous show. Tonight was no exception. I mean, I wish we could have just had a couple more laps. I mean, it was getting so good. It's a shame it had to end. I wanted more. So, looking forward to seeing what they could do at Talladega, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season, because I think it's going to be a great show from here on out.
Alright, folks, well, I'm definitely excited for Talladega too, and it doesn't have to be over, because next week we head to Talladega, and I'm sure the racing will be just as exciting, folks. But that does it here tonight from Michigan. Michael Churchma is your winner. Congratulations to him and all the boys at Storm Motorsports. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Big thank you to all the viewers out there. Without you guys, we couldn't be doing this. Thank you to Carl and Hilbush for joining me in the booth tonight. Big thank you to Laura Lawson for showing up, even though she is very sick, and I'm going to wrap this up so she can go to bed. Thank you for showing up and helping us get this broadcast on air. And everyone, thank you for tuning in. Good night, and until we meet again, good night, folks.